Hey everyone, this is Tonia Haddix.
And this is Amber Renee.
And you're listening to the Chimp Crazy Lady Show.
So, what's going on?
Well, okay, so are we recording?
Yeah.
So I was driving home, okay, we had a long day in LA. We filmed till 2 a.m. our time, and then we go to bed on a hard ass bed, and then we have to get up to catch a flight. And I just throw on my clothes. I had my clothes packed. I had everything ready, which I had way more than my suitcase can really truly hold. So I had to sit on it and squish it and get it all in there. So, but we managed to meet up down in the lobby. We had our little coffee on our way over to the airport. Then we got our little bit of a brownie bite and your little cookie and your coffee and my Coke. And then we got to talk for a few minutes, do a live. And then I jump my plane, you jump your plane. And of course I have to stay at an airport for freaking ever, go all the way from LA to Charlotte, North Carolina, sit there for 3.5 hours, and then board a plane and then head home, right? And then I still have almost 2 hours home after I reach Springfield Airport to get home. So I'm on my way home, and I'm not even an hour home from home, 45 minutes.
Wait, so this is when you're in your car?
Yes.
Okay.
So I'm driving along, and I'm not even speeding. I'm being a good little girl, minding my own business, and here comes some red lights. I said, oh, shit. So I pull over whenever I had a chance, seeing what the officer wanted. And he says, ma'am, do you know why I pulled you over? And I said, no. I said, I wasn't speeding because I just turned the corner. I hadn't had time to get up any momentum, so I know I wasn't speeding. He said, your license plates are expired. I said, what? He said, yes, ma'am, your license plates are expired. Now, mind you, to kind of give you a little understanding, in Missouri, if you're, and I want to quote this right so I don't get myself in trouble for somebody to come on and say, oh, that's not how it is. 1 year, I don't know if it's odd or even. 1 year you can get a 2-year tag, and 1 year you can only get a 1-year tag. Well, I bought my Lexus in 23, so I thought I had a 2-year tag. I didn't. I had a 1-year tag. So my tags have been expired for almost a year. Now, I've been driving all over the country, and I mean Florida, everywhere, on expired tags, and didn't even know it. So the officer, he's like, so your tags are expired. Yeah, I know. No, I did not know. And he says, okay. You could tell he kind of looked at me like, probably people give that excuse all the time that they didn't know, but I truly didn't know. I mean,
I wouldn't know.
Not a year, but I really did think I got a 2-year tag. So I thought I had a few more months until they were up again, and then I just get them renewed. And they always send you a slip in the mail. And it's to this address, so I don't know why I didn't get notified that I needed to get new tags. Well, anyways, long story short, he asked me for my driver's license, and I'm like, okay, hang on. So I'm rifling through my purse, through my wallet, trying to find my license. I'm like, oh shit, you're never going to believe this. I said, I was at LAX this morning. I went through their TSA, and I know I had my ID, but right now I cannot find it. And I mean, he's even shining his flashlight, helping me look but then he's like, okay, her tags are expired. She did have an insurance card with State Farm, but she didn't even have a driver's license. Something's odd. He said, well, you can just give me your information. I was like, I truly had my driver's license. Here comes somebody else, Amber. But this is a funny story. You're going to die. I mean, truly, you are. So I'm like, okay. So he's like, driver's license. He said, well, if you'll just give me your information, I can just, write it down and I can go run it. And I'm like, okay, but I really did have it. I said, if you want to, you can look in my suitcase, because sometimes in that front pocket at the top, because it's a little pocket, I always stick my ID and my boarding passes there so I can just get it out real quick and hand it to him without digging through my purse. And he's like, no, it's okay. I'll just run it. But you could see his mind working like, something's off about this child. Either she's smoking something, not wanting to give something, or something. So no sooner than he comes back and he says, ma'am, he says, have you ever been in trouble with the police? I was like, no, what do you mean trouble? And he said, have you ever been in trouble with the police? And I said, no. I said, I've had a lot of speeding tickets. He said, I seen that. Probably more than any one Missourian has ever had. And I said, probably 40. I said, I'm only guessing, but I probably have had 40. And he said, possibly. But he said, do you know that you're driving on a suspended license? And I was like, no. He said, well, they've been suspended for 3 years.
What?
I said, how does that work? And he said, well, I don't know. I said, do you know why? And he's like, no, ma'am, I don't. He said, well, I'll call in and find out. So he did. He said, but do you know in Missouri that you have to be arrested for driving on a suspended license? I said, whoa, wait. Because I'm like, I had Jerry on the phone, so Jerry heard all this, and he's like, yes. He says, I have to arrest you. He said, do you have somebody you can call? He said, it's a book and release, so it's not like you're in trouble, naughty trouble. It's like a bench warrant type thing. But he said, I do have to take you down. And he said, we have to book and release you, and I'll write you a citation. And you then can go to court over this. And he said, probably since it's your first offense, the judge will just say, get this cleared up. And he was telling me about a hardship license and stuff. I'm like, wait. So come to find out, my driver's license still has the Festus address on there because I have never changed it since I moved to the lake. Well, come to find out, I had got one of those camera speeding tickets at the lights, and it was mailed to the Festus address, and I've never got it. So I had a failure to appear in the state of
Oh.
And they state of Missouri suspended them until I take care of that ticket in Texas. And
Last I heard was that you had a warrant in Texas.
well, it wasn't even a warrant. There was no warrant. It was just
failure to appear.
Yeah, because I was failure to appear. The state of Missouri takes it upon themselves to make you, take care of it by suspending your license, and they notify you. But again, it was the Festus address, so I didn't get notification. So I had no clue for 3 years. It's been 3 years, sister.
Oh my God.
But can you imagine?
No, and so what happened? What happened?
Well, I went down there, and they do.
He took you to jail?
Well, I didn't have to go into it like a cell, but I went to this holding stool, this metal stool, and sat there while they did all the paperwork and just did it. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, it was the longest night in the world. The longest day.
And like crazy stuff. Because just like that guy taking that picture in the airport, not knowing about it. And yeah. And then me sitting there 3 hours at, Charlotte. Yeah, it was a crazy day to say the least.
Oh my gosh, so they took you to jail and made you sit there. And then what happened? Did Jerry have to come get you, or?
Yeah,
Oh my God. Yeah.
Yes, sister. They basically booked you and then just went around and released you. They didn't even make me pay a bond or nothing. But you ought to seen the look on my face when he says, this isn't a common occurrence around here. I was like, for real? For real. But and he's like, I don't know. Do you have anything in your pockets? No. What do you think? But I guess you are a criminal, even though you're not a criminal. I was like, fuck.
So did he have to take you in his car and everything?
Yeah, put me in the back. Yeah. Oh no, no, sister. It was just like full force, like Cagney and Lacey type thing. I mean,
Oh my god.
except they thought I was funny and, they thought I was a nice lady. But, I'm just like, and of course, they didn't even know who I was, even though when they seen my license, they didn't even know about Chimp Crazy, didn't know anything. So they just thought I was John Q. Citizen, of Sunrise Beach, Missouri. so yeah, so after you texted me and asked me if I was okay, and I said yes, and I was just in my car, I thought, hey, and I'm in Lebanon, Missouri, which is close to home, and I was like, I'm batting 1,000, and then that happened. So yeah, Jerry had to get me because I can't drive until I get it taken care of. Because if they get you, if they stop you again, your license is still suspended, so you'll be in big trouble. So now I can't even drive a car. I'm 55 years old and cannot even drive a car.
Oh my god.
And guess what? My
What?
friend Amber, who I hang out with these days, taught me this real cool trick about having apps that can get people here without knowing. I mean, just like bingo, bingo, bingo. I was telling Jerry about that, and I was like, it's rule. We can't even do that. I mean, I'm sure you can, but it's going to take forever and a day. You know what I mean? It ain't going to be like
Yeah.
minutes, because me and you like bing bang boom, and you could just and you had it ordered in 2 seconds, and I that shit. Are they going to get here? Are they going to be on time? That's just a nervous wreck thing I am, and here you just just like, holy shit. So anyway,
Yeah, you'd probably be
so
waiting a while if you ordered one there. Oh.
we didn't get home till 2:30 in the freaking morning.
So you are still filming at 2:00 in LA, and then you don't get home.
Yes.
Oh my god.
And then get up to do the animals and do the safari. So today I'm glad it's been kind of slow today, because I'm trying to put on happy faces. But there's a lot to be said about last night. But I was glad whenever he said, well, we're going to have to detain, do a book and release, or we're going to have to arrest you. I'm like, arrest me? I mean, I really was like, what? But still, can you imagine? I was like,
no.
And I wanted to say, hello. But anyways, I didn't. I didn't.
Hello, I was just filming in LA.
I know.
How dare you?
I said, I promise you, I really, because I know he thought I was just making that up, because I didn't want to give my ID. The first time I went through TSA in Springfield, my picture, that it runs through the scanner, and they try to match it up with your picture on that screen. Well, because I had hair and curly hair, it didn't match up the first time. And he said they just had so he had me stand there and do it again. And he's like, well, he said it just took him a minute because it was hard, because you do look different than your picture. So think about that too. So
oh my gosh, all kinds of nonsense. Yeah, so I was saying I checked in on you and you were good, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna go to bed.
I know, and I can't even behave. That's why I said I need Amber. I need her to be my parent or whatever. I don't know what you'd call it, because I'm like, I get in trouble. I need a handler. Like I was Tonka's handler. I need a handler. I've decided I need a handler. You can't leave me alone for 10 minutes. I'm in trouble. And I don't even do anything. I'm just so yes, I've had a plethora of crazy.
Yeah.
So I wasn't going to tell you until I told you on air, because I wanted you to laugh. Going to ask that question.
Yeah, let's do a poll. How many people check your license online and see if it's suspended?
I know, because I was like, what?
Go check your plates and see if they're expired.
I was like, are you serious? And he's like, ma'am, I'm serious. We're totally serious. And I was like, okay. I also wanted to talk about our experience in LA. That was really interesting. You want one or?
Just one.
Okay. So it's 55 is what it ends up being. So did you hear anything from the school on Colette?
Oh, actually I'm supposed to meet with him today, but I think she's done with the school. But I guess we'll see for sure after the meeting.
Are you comfortable talking about that?
Um, I mean, I'm fine talking about it as long like there aren't really specifics. Yeah, I mean, it's really sad. My where I live decided to change their school system from K to 8. And then they just started this new middle school. And so they expected 400 students, I believe, and they got 800. And so they weren't prepared. Anyway, so they weren't prepared to open this new middle school, and it's just been a disaster. They didn't even have uh, sound systems in all the rooms. A while ago, the school's been open. I mean, there's fighting there all the time. And then my daughter, of course, was pushed so hard by another student that her glasses broke. So, yeah.
Yeah, and for them to have footage of that, because this is the deal. It isn't even like he said, she said, as me and you discussed while we were in
Oh,
LA
yeah.
together.
Yeah, they looked at the footage and saw the student was pushing her friends around and pushed one of them so hard that they pushed, my daughter into a locker and her glasses broke. So,
So
I mean,
we definitely need to see some outcome out of that, because that, for one thing, poor Colette doesn't deserve to have to live through that. But the other thing of it is for her not to have justification, or to feel vindicated for it, because you know what? Justice sometimes is just, that's all we need sometimes to start our healing process. And if we don't get it, then you just feel, you start building up anger, because it's like, well, nobody cares, nobody listens, and then you just go further and further in your deep shell of depression and anxiety, and you don't even want to deal with John Q. Public.
yeah, you start not trusting anybody and isolating. And so, yeah, we're going to meet with the school today. And I mean, I don't think she's going to keep going there, but I told her that it would be good for her to get closure and to actually hear them apologize that she should have been treated better. So,
Yeah, and she needs that justice so that she feels like that they're getting in trouble for something that they did wrong. Because if not, then she feels like not only was she the victim once, but she's actually the victim twice. Because if the school system don't do anything, then that makes them victimize her too, and that's bullshit.
yeah, yeah, I agree. Yeah.
So somebody needs to step up and help her. And I know you're Mama Bear. You're like me, you're Mama Bear. So I know you won't let it rest. But that's beside the
No.
point. But I mean, even that night, just us making her laugh that night made me feel so good, because I hate that kids have to go through such a hatred, because we see it online with the bullying, the cyberbullying, and like we call them keyboard warriors, but I don't know what else to do. But everybody can be so ugly, but
Yeah.
it's sad because they don't realize how horrible they're hurting somebody, because that person is a person, even though you don't see them on that computer screen. They truly are human. They're either mothers, or their daughters, or their whatever, and they have feelings, and they have family that sees that crap. And
Yes.
it's just,
And it's just there. It's there for everybody to see. Just the bullying is just absurd, because I get it that people don't feel confident about themselves and they don't maybe have something going for them to focus on. But I mean, tearing somebody else down, that's so sickening, like as a human being.
it is. So we need to encourage, seriously, everybody to find that. Be the best that you can be every single solitary day. If you're struggling, reach out to somebody. I mean, I'm more than happy, even if all we can
Yeah,
make.
you can reach out to us even if you don't have a mom or sister. Reach out to us.
Seriously, we'll talk them through it, even if they like our podcast and they can relate. And that's why I keep wanting to throw topics out there, just like I was kind of nervous about putting the thing out there about the plate thing, because you don't know, because then people are going to be like, yeah, see, she's always whatever. But I decided, you know what, that it was kind of like a big shock to me, but secondly, it was kind of comical. I mean, not that you
Yeah.
want to ever have to have those occurrences with officers or anything, but they were very nice. And, but it's a lesson for me to just not rely. Maybe I need to be paying attention more about my business, and I don't mean like the business, but my own personal business, so that I don't let that happen again, and
Yeah.
silly, stupid stuff can be a kind of a big,
It can snowball into going to jail.
yeah, even though it's a book and release, but that's a wake up call. That to me would be a shell shock for anybody if you you know, are any kind of a human being that they don't want to go there for more than the hour that it took to book and release. Because I can tell you right now, I wouldn't fare well. I just won't.
No, yeah.
Well, I thought,
Or if you didn't have somebody to come pick you up or something like that.
I know, because I sure wasn't going to drive my car. So one of our employee had to go drive it home this morning because Jerry's like, well, do you want me to just let you drive it and me follow you? I was like, hell no, I'm not getting behind that wheel. I said, I ain't going to do.
Yeah.
That's
Oh
called
my
scared
God.
straight. That's called scared straight, sister. I mean, for real. I'm like, no, thank you. Nope, nope, nope. I was thinking I needed Lysol after I got out of that hole. So, like, no, 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 no. And
Great.
oh, I mean, so that's what I say. We're learning lessons. I think this ride for you is going to be exciting because I am just really. I thought I was kind of a well-rounded person, and I thought I could handle a lot of things. Oh, sister, the more that's thrown at me, the more I realize just like the sheltered life I have led, just like the stuff
Yeah.
with the Ubers and the Lyfts and that type stuff. Oh my gosh, I'm learning new. And just like that phone charger deal at the hotel.
Yeah.
But it just goes to show you this week, you can't turn Tonia loose in LA. And you can't turn her loose at the airport to get home. So maybe traveling I've got to definitely have a trainer. I've decided Amber is my trainer. She's my trainer.
Well, next time I could just fly to, I don't know, we can both fly to St. Louis or
Yeah, you
something
could,
before
yeah.
we leave.
Yeah, and then you can disperse. Yeah. And you're going to be like, okay, So that was interesting, especially for our first adventure out. But
Hmm.
it still was a really enjoyable time. I really enjoyed meeting, what was his name? The guy from American Pie.
Jason Biggs.
No, oh yeah, Jason Biggs. But I didn't mean American Pie. It's that guy. What's his name? The one that was doing,
Nelson Shindo
yeah,
or something like
that
Nelson.
guy, Nelson.
Hmm.
He was a hoot, and his partner was amazing. They were just absolutely fabulous people.
Yeah.
It was cool that they tagged us in their post. It was a lot of fun to sit up there while we were waiting to go on set and that type of stuff. Had a lot of fun. Those production people at that TV station was amazing. They all were they treated us just like family and they made you feel so welcomed and comfortable.
Hmm.
I can't really say enough about that experience. It was amazing to me.
Yeah, that Renee Gautier or something. Renee, the girl, she was really funny and sweet.
Oh,
Talked to me a lot while you were filming.
yeah, I loved them. It truly was a good experience, especially for a first time experience, because it
Yeah.
make you or break you, I would think. But anyways, and we talked about Colette. Is there anything else we need to chitty chat about?
I mean, there's probably a ton to talk about. Like, I would love to talk about just a lot of the stuff, but I have to go, unfortunately.
Well,
So we'll
that's
have to
okay. That's another.
reconnect.
Remember, as I'll say, remember we got another week and another week. So just remember to hold that thought, though. If you don't write it down, and definitely,
Yeah, I'll
I'll
forget if I don't write it down.
I'll say, Amber, remember we were talking about something. What was it? Because I won't remember. I don't even remember. driver's license where they are. So that's not going to happen. I'm not that sidekick that's going to help you out, because we're in trouble. You'll be in the cop car with me next time. And we're not even doing anything bad. I mean, seriously.
Thank you for tuning into our podcast. We will be releasing new episodes every week on Monday. You can also check out Tonia on Cameo, and you can buy our merchandise at chimpcrazylady.com or on Etsy, with more places coming soon. Thank you.